Hey guys, it's Daniel again with Boss C351 Productions. We're again working on this 2002 Dodge Grand Caravan, and we have an intermittent check engine light. And right now you can see the check engine light's off. But as it's being driven, it comes on, goes off, comes on, goes off. And we're going to chase down what the cause of the problem is.
The next thing you're going to have to do armor all. I want to put armor all on the nipple cough and this switch. Well, I'll show you what it looks like. Tightened down, leveled, and installed. I think they look pretty darn good. Hello, I'm Daniel, and I want to welcome you to the park. Working my way around. I have it set right now at 1080 out of the valve cover, and when it crap coming out, that's not worth paying the kind of money I did.
So we've got my trusty Innova 3040E Plus with color screen. You can get this in the links below in my description, by the way. And what I've done already, I've cleared the codes out of the computer, reset everything to see if it'll trip a code, which in the last 10 minutes it has not. What we were getting was an O2 sensor bad reading code. Doesn't really matter at this point what the code was. I didn't write it down. I just went in and cleared the computer again, and it said it again. I cleared it once again. But it's, in general, it's going to be an O2 sensor code. It could be the heating element, could be the sensor's bad, could be, you know, the wiring unplugged, could be the wiring is bad. So you just have to chase it down according to what you're reading on your scanner. Let's go in and look at the live data coming off both O2 sensors. Okay, there's O2 sensor bank 1 sensor 1 and O2 sensor bank 1 sensor 2. Now, as you can see, sensor 1 is alternating voltage. Sensor 2 is not doing too much of anything. So let's see. There's your hills and valleys. Rich, lean, and we're just sitting here idling. And it's almost just a straight line. So there has to be something wrong with the sensor. There we get a little peak. We're not getting too much of anything out of it. This van's got 128,000 miles, so it's a good chance that the sensor has gone out. So let's get under the van and let's see what we can find out. Now we're under the van, and here's what I found. And to me, this is quite rare. You don't normally see this. It looks like something got under the van and chewed the wires up to our O2 sensor. Now this is bank 1 sensor 2 downstream. Our bank 1 sensor 1 is right there, coming off the back manifold. And since this vehicle has so many miles on it, I'm going to go ahead and replace both. Normally you want to go ahead and replace both sensors in pairs. That way you won't run into any additional trouble. Plus, you know, the other sensors probably wore out So let's get it done. Now to get this sensor out, we're going to reach up in here. Be careful, it may be hot. And we're going to grab the connector and we're going to lift up the tab. Not press down, we're going to lift the tab up. And the connector comes loose. And here it is. You see, normally you find that you depress tabs to get the connectors to come loose. This one you're going to have to lift up on it like so to get it to release. As you can see, we found some additional damage. No wonder this thing's not working right. Next, we're going to get a wrench, or if you've got O2 sensor socket, put it on here and bust it loose. It's been on there for a while and it's heat cycle, so of course it's going to be difficult to get it to come loose. There it is. Again, caution, if you've driven the vehicle and just parked it, it's going to be hot. This one is hot. And there's our O2 sensor. Next, we're going to take our new O2 sensor out of the package. Verify it has the same connector on it, which it does. Be sure you do not drop your new sensor. Now we're going to prep it with some anti-seize. And the anti-seize, all it does is keep the threads from seizing from the heat and cool down cycles. Just put a decent enough amount on there. Cover the threads. Try not to get it on the sensor. Now we're ready to install it. Installing the sensor is just like threading a bolt into a nut. Make sure you don't cross the threads. And tighten it up. Next, we're going to hook up the harness. And there we go. Now let's see what we have. Now we have no engine DTCs. Let's look at our live data. We are getting a little bit different readings. Also, the O2 sensor is still cold. I just cranked the vehicle. But we're seeing some changes now that we didn't see before as it heats up. So rev the engine, the voltage changes. And And that's what we want to see. Now I've taken it down the road and got it nice and warm. The O2 sensor should be heated up. And as you can see, we have some alternating voltage now from bank 1 sensor number 2. Where before we just had, a basic reading. So we go in here and look. Now we're getting some reaction to throttle. Peaks and valleys. And that's what you want to see, is peaks and valleys. That means the O2 sensor is reacting to the air-fuel mixture and compensating. Now I do want to mention there's 2 lines on the screen. The STFT, which is short-term fuel trim. Now bank 1 sensor 1 you see is dancing around. It's supposed to do that, and we want it to do that. If it's not doing that, something's wrong. Now on bank 1 sensor 2, it's at 99.2%. That's completely normal. Don't worry about that line. The 3 lines we're really worried about is the O2 sensor, bank 1 sensor 1, the O2 sensor, bank 1 sensor 2, and the short-term fuel trim for bank 1 sensor 1. As long as those are moving around, then that is completely normal. If they're not, then most likely the sensor is bad. Again, this is Daniel with Boss C351 Productions. I appreciate you watching my videos. Check down in the comment section below, and I have a listing for the O2 sensors that I installed on this van, along with other parts that I've used on my previous videos. Again, thank you again for watching my videos.